Yes! Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph, here for a Monday evening video right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe right now to this channel and all my other channels, which are down below in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell to turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you do, you need to get slapped violently. And then Ozzy and Satan will come out and kick your ass. Because that's what they do. Because they're evil people. So don't do it. Don't leave stupid comments because they'll come out and eat your soul even more. And if you don't hit the bell, well, you're pretty much SOL. You know what that means. If you don't know what it means, well, fuck you, man. That's pretty much it. So, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and all that other good shit. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. Sit back, relax, grab the tasty cold one, and enjoy. If not, get out of here and go fuck yourself. Simple as that. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday night, or getting close to Monday night. You know what that means? We got Monday Night Raw coming your way in a little bit, so we're going to make this short and sweet. We're not going to dilly-dally, but I hope you had a great day. I hope you had a great weekend. Mine wasn't great, but I made the most of it. Today was a nightmare, but trying to calm down with some wrestling and just get over it, and tomorrow will be a better day, hopefully, but we'll see what happens with that. Alright, but we got Raw coming up in a little bit. We got the semifinals of the Men's King of the Ring. We got Oba! Who? Femi taking on Eddie's son, Dominic Guerrero, they say, and Dom's gonna win, because Eddie said so, right, Eddie? Oh, my son is gonna do the impossible, I tell you! He's going to shock the world! Because he's the king of the Laza! My son! Okay, Eddie, calm down. I can't calm down, I'm nervous. I am too. He's gonna win. Oba is going to lose to Dom. We're gonna get King Dominic Guerrero at Night of Champions. Then again, Brock might show up at Night of Champions. Probably not tonight, but definitely at Night of Champions. So it could happen that Dom wins tonight. I doubt it, but you never know. And also we got Io, my third wife, Io Sky, taking on Raquel Rodriguez tonight in the women's semifinal. See what happens with that. Hopefully Io will win. But we also got Roxanne Perez taking on Horseface Charlotte Flair for no apparent reason, but we got it tonight. Should be an interesting match. We got our Tribal Chief. Put up your ones. The Tribal Chief will be on the show to do something. Maybe talk about Solo, I don't know, but he will maybe start the show off, but we'll see. But he's gonna be in the building, so we have to acknowledge him every day. So, but remember to put up your ones when Roman comes out. And then when you go to bed, when you get up, and then when you go to work, you acknowledge Roman. You don't acknowledge your boss, you acknowledge Roman. Fortunately, I'm my own boss, so I acknowledge myself. But I digress on that. So we got that, and a whole lot more on your 2+ hour cure for insomnia, and that's Monday Night Raw. That's that. But before we get to Monday Night Raw, like I said, I hope you had a great day. Not too warm today, but it is what it is. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit chilly, but back up to around the 80s as we finish off the final week of spring, because summer starts on Sunday. Sunday! So, but it's not going to start off warm, like it's going to be 95 degrees in the shade. No, it's going to be around 75, 80. So, like late summer weather, we're getting at the beginning of the first week of summer, which begins on Sunday. So, we'll get to those hot temperatures, hopefully, by July 4th weekend, which is 2 weeks away. Can't wait for that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, really quickly, it is time for your so far out of fucking date, WWE Smackdown, or as I call it, Weltdown Thoughts, you understand? Thoughts. So, some quick thoughts about Smackdown this past Friday, June the 12th, 2026. And we are emanating from the Amica Mutual Pavilion in Providence, Rhode Island. So we're back in the States for a little while, then we're going to London next Monday, beginning at 2 p.m., not 3. It's at 2 p.m. because it's a 7 o'clock start in England. Why? I don't know. Actually, I think it's because of Night of Champions. So right after Raw, they're going to be flying to Saudi Arabia, and they'll be in Saudi Arabia on next Friday night for I believe SmackDown's on a VPN this next Friday. I think we'll see. And then June 29th, a 6 p.m. start because they're doing the double tapings. Because SmackDown July 3rd is a tape show, so they're doing tapings at 6 o'clock. Then around 8:30, 9 o'clock, that'll be seen on, that's the SmackDown, that'll be SmackDown's time, and then we'll see SmackDown taped on July 3rd, so. I don't know if they're going to show SmackDown if you have a VPN on Monday night, but if not, I guess we're going to have to watch the tape delay on July 3rd. But, so lots of interesting things happening as we go into Night of Champions next Saturday, and then next Sunday, the triple header, the three-headed monster, TNA Slammiversary, NXT Great American Bash, and then Forbidden Door. And Forbidden Door is looking way better than Great American Bash. Way better. I think that's probably going to be the show of that whole day. But it's going to start with Slammiversary, which has some good matches. The Bash, some good matches. I mean, Tony D and Evil for the NXT World Title. See what happens with that. A couple other good matches on that card, but I think that's going to get swallowed up with Forbidden Door. Well, we'll see what happens with that. But before we get to all that, we got to talk about SmackDown. Alright, so our commentary team, as always, on SmackDown, this man's back after a little week off. Joe Tessitore and his good buddy, and my good buddy, and yours too, Bad News Read about it. And I'm afraid I got some bad news for you. Alright, we get that. Alright, so we started off the show with a long as fuck Cody! MD Cody! You bitch! And Walter recap of what happened last week where Sami Zayn got involved and all the other bullshit. Alright, so we see Cody arriving to the building, runs into Nick Aldis, who says, hey, Walter's going to name the stipulation for this coming Friday's match in Kansas City for the Undisputed title. That works for Cody, so Nick leaves, and then the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, they came in. Jay says that he's winning the King of the Ring, gonna come for Cody's title, but it's not personal, y'all. Do you feel him, sir? No. So Cody's like, that's fine too. But I hope this is what you want, Jay, and not what Roman wants. Who gives a fuck what you think Roman wants, Cody, you fucking prick? Nobody cares. Worry about yourself and not so much the tribal chief, okay? Because you're in line for a beatdown pretty soon. If not at Crown Jewel. Just saying. Oh, we got that. Alright, then, commentary tells us that Mommy Rhea Ripley has a knee injury. And it's undergoing treatment. So we're going to have to see if Mommy has to vacate the SmackDown Women's Championship or not. I hope not, but we'll see. Alright, then we're going to look at Jade Cargill and the Baddies winning last week's 6-woman tag with Charlotte, Tiffy, Charlotte, Tiffy, and Lexi, I believe. We got that. Then we hear from the Baddies and Jade. Jade's ready to win, ready for Queen of the Ring. We got that match coming up next. And Charlotte, whose entrance gets cut off. Well, sucks to be you. Alright, so we get to that match. That's the first match of the night. Charlotte versus the Women's Intercontinental Champion, the resident surfer girl, Soul Ruka, who will snatch your soul. The resident bird lady, Lyra Valkyria Dalasi Beach from Ireland, and Jade Cargill. not for any titles, so just to go to the semifinals and face Liv Morgan in the semifinals. This was pretty good. The baddies eventually come out. That drew out Lexi and Tiffy Stratton. And they pretty much brawl to the back. And lots of near falls. We do get a soul snatcher. As Jade gives Charlotte jaded. And Jade gets caught with the soul snatcher. And she had a wig malfunction. Not so fun, you know. She forgot to, tie the weave on or something like that. Anyway, Lyra comes back in. She gets caught with natural selection. And Charlotte locks in the figure 4 into the figure 8. And the Bird Lady tapped out in exactly 18 minutes. So tonight, we got... actually, not tonight. I believe it's next week. Or sometime this week. This week, next week. I don't know when it's going to happen. But Charlotte versus Liv Morgan. One-on-one in the Queen of the Ring semifinals. The winner of that will face the winner of Io and Raquel tonight. And that's that. So we'll see what happens tonight. Next week, pretty much we'll finalize the men and the women King of the Ring matches for Night of Champions. And that's that. Moving on. From there. Alright, go to the back. B-Fab and Mia Yim come after Tiffy Tiff again. They're about to go after her, and then Chelsea Green, Madam President. She comes in for the save with a kendo stick to scare him off. And then she has this weird look in her face. Bitches. And then Tiffy's like, yeah, thanks. Who are you? She's like, who the fuck are you? Like a new side of Chelsea. I'm interested. So we'll see what happens with that. Probably a tag team match next week. No SmackDown. Who knows? Alright, after that, we go to the men's locker room. We have the Usos, Jimmy and Jay. They're talking. Jimmy's getting Jay psyched up and ready for his fatal 4-way match in the King of the Ring tournament. And then Jacob Batu Yamin. He comes in. And they're like, what are you doing here? And Jacob's like, I came on orders from the tribal chief, but I'm not here to see you. I'm here to see Solo Miboki. I wonder what that's about. I love you, Solo! He misses him, I guess. I don't know. But we got that. Moving on. Alright, then we get another diary video from the lovely Blake Monroe. Oh my. Scrumptious. She doesn't like Charlotte. Well, who does she like these days on the SmackDown roster? So basically, one of those she's coming vignettes. She's gonna come close. She's gonna come, before Veer comes back. I'll tell you that much. She can come in my bed for all I care. But it is what it is. So Blake, call me. But I digress. Alright, let me move on with that. What's that? Alright, Walter comes in and sees Nick Aldis. Makes the announcement that he's going to pick the special referee for the Undisputed title match next week. That's fine with Nick Aldis, but we're going to find out later who the referee is, and it's who you thought it would be, and that's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Sami fucking Zayn. Fuck. But I'm hoping he screws Cody. Not like that, but you know what I mean. We get that. Alright, Dean Balor is all fired up be on SmackDown, and then R-Fool comes in, one half of the Tag Team Champions, with Poppy Priest. He comes in, says, welcome to SmackDown, the Judgment Day 2000's back together. I'm like, shut up, Truth. Bal's like, what? And then Poppy Priest comes in, and they have a little kind of tense reunion between him and between Poppy and Finn. And Truth's like, we'll find out, we'll get Mommy back, and then Dom and Nick. Oh, jeez. I don't want to know. I don't care. And then we see War Machine was lurking in the background. And they got a tag team title match next week. So they're going to be double champions because they're already the triple tag team champions. So they could get 4 belts next week. Or this week, really. Look at that. Speaking of belts, the women's tag team belts are on the line. We have Paige and Brie Bella taking on, 2 members of Fatal Influence. And that's Fallon don't go to the Dawn, Henley, and the beautiful Lainey Reed with JC Jane at ringside, Jason Mahal. Well, didn't go Fatal Influence's way as, JC did get involved, the referee didn't kick her out or anything, but we're getting to the end. Paige drops Lainey Reed with Rampage, and Fallon made the save, and then Paige tried to go for her finish, her submission, the PTO. She had it locked in. JC pulls, I think, Fallon out, but then referee saw it, and he was like, "You are out! Get out!" Ejected her, and as she's leaving, Paige grabs a small package, something you don't see her grab many times if you know. If you know, you know. So Paige with a small package on Fallon Henley, 1, 2, 3 to retain the women's tag team titles. And I'm not that. Alright, I gotta put on Netflix because we are 1 minute away from Monday Night Raw. So let me just fire it up on the Rich Man's Dish, or Rich Man's Cable. Same thing. Oop, that's not what I want to do. Alright. About to start this baby up. If I can. Alright, we're just about to start with that. And we move on. Alright, let's finish up this. So Paige and Brie retain the titles over Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed. JC Jane, not a happy camper. So we'll see what happens this week on Smackdown. And that's that. Alright, then we're going to look at Sammy getting involved with Cody and Walter. Then after that, he's talking to Johnny Plankano, who's still in his planking gimmick. And then Candice LeRae she's asking when her husband is going to get up and do something! Do something! Do something! You idiot! I didn't marry you to just lay down on the freaking equipment. I married you to fuck me, you bastard! Probably does that in bed, too. You know, he's all getting ready for bed. You know, he's maybe having he wants, Candice wants to get some, wants some loving. Next thing you know, she's laying down. Johnny just comes over and he's naked. Plop! Candice's like, get off! Just pushes him off then. That's her night. Hey, Candice, you need somebody, somebody to help you, call me. But I digress. Moving on. Alright, so we got all that garbage segment. Alright, then we go to Mr. Dunhausen. I will curse you when he didn't curse the Knicks. Fuck that. So he's in his lab, and then Los Lobos of Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza, yeah, they still work there. They give him some dinero, maybe some pesos, to uncurse themselves, I don't know. And then Matt fucking Cardona comes in and says, well, I don't have any money. And then Daniel's like, oh, that watch looks nice. And he's like, yeah, can you uncurse the Knicks? Right. Because he's from Long Island, obviously. So he's like, oh, I'll give you my watch. Can you uncurse the Knicks or do something, blah, blah, blah. And he gave him a ring, too. I don't know what ring. Maybe it's a wedding ring. Oh, that would be bad for Chelsea Green. So anyway, Kit Wilson comes in with the electrifying Miz. His hair's all electrified. He basically spouts out his catchphrases. Awesome! He's not awesome! I know, but he's saying awesome because he thinks he's awesome. Well, he should know that I'm awesome! Okay, Mike, we get it. You want to say bye? Bye! Okay. Sorry about that. He just had it coming. Anyway, so it says his catchphrases and everything. Danhausen's making fun. And then Kit Wilson's like, oh, fuck this. Grabs, I think there was a bat or a pipe. Tries to swing at Mr. Danhausen and missed. Hey, you could play for the Yankees. And then he hits the wires and electrocutes himself. That was funny. And then he falls down and sparks are just coming out of his body. I was like, damn. So now we got Kit Wilson and The Miz electrified. So now, as I put it on Twitter, instead of the Rockers, we got the Shockers. Now, only, the man, Tugboat, we all know Tugboat. Fred, what is his name? His real name is Fred, I think. You know, the guy that played Tugboat, that's Hogan, well, used to be Hogan's friend. Only if we can get him. I think he's dead or he's still, if he's still alive, somebody call him up and let him play the Shockmaster. Oh, I think we see Roman. My tribal chief is here! Put up your ones, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching Netflix right now. What's up, chief? My tribal chief? Put up your ones. Yeah! He's ready to go. Where's his boy with the belt? That's right, Charlie. Get over there. Get out of here. Give me my title. Go park the car, you fuck. Piece of shit. Who's these guys? There's all these fucking Hammonagers. Now, who's this? Jacob! Jacob's there with the tribal chief. Give him a little, not a pound, but, That's right, Jacob. Come with me, Jacob. We're going to the ring, and we're gonna talk and make the crowd acknowledge us here in Baltimore, Maryland. Is he gonna run into anybody else? Oh, he's ready. Yeah, tell Hunter he's a piece of shit, too. Freaking Hunter took a picture with Roman at the UFC event at the White House, which was terrible, by the way. Yeah. I'm like, hey, Hunter, you fucking prick. Play my music, you fuck. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so we're gonna hear from the tribal chief in a minute. So, ladies, get ready. Especially one lovely lady. Her ovaries just exploded right now. She's having 25,000 kids. But I digress. Alright, so Mr. Danhausen shocks Kit Wilson, and now him and The Miz are now known as the Shockers. And maybe one of them might jump out the window to escape, like Jannetty. I didn't notice. I watched a video from an old Raw where Jannetty and HBK, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, they were fighting over the Intercontinental title at the Hammer scene during the Grand Ballroom days, and Mr. Perfect came out to distract Shawn Michaels, and Marty Jannetty beat him for the Intercontinental title. Mind you, he didn't hold it for like a week. I was like, wait, when did Jannetty win the title? Did I miss something in the time-space continuum here? Marty Jannetty was a former Intercontinental Champion? What? Can you, excuse me, Hunter? Can you say that in my good ear, please? Jannetty was an Intercontinental Champion! Oh, thank you. Now throw him out the window. You see that? He jumped out to the window to try to escape. What a heinous act by Jannetty. Are you blind? Yeah, so Marty Jannetty, a former Intercontinental Champion back in the early 90s. Go figure that one out. And Macho Man was on commentary, I think, with Vince. Like, what? Jannetty? Anyway. Alright, so we get that. Alright, Sami Zayn comes out. Not sure why he's not getting a big reaction from his people as he got in Europe. But that's okay. You want to boo me, you want to be my ride or die, because I'm the last real good guy. Buy that shirt now on WWEshop.com. So Sami's out here to clear the air with Cody, who comes out. Cody does his, his usual, so, what do you want to talk about, crap? Sami's like, not doing this now. No, we're not doing this. I just want to clear the air. I'm sorry that I attacked you. Blah, 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 blah. And Sami's like, I always had your back when you won at WrestleMania 41. 40, I should say. Blah, blah, blah. And then Cody's like, you know what? You do suck. You're whining, you're complaining, blah, blah, blah. And then Sami just lost it. He goes to the chair, and then he thinks about it, and then he left. That's it. We move on. Alright, time to acknowledge the chief. Once again, grab that belt. The pyro. Oh, yeah. niece's ovaries just exploded again, all over the floor. 35 kids just popped out. I digress. Alright, after that, Jacob Batu Yamin comes into the locker room where Solo, my Mibuki is there, has a message from Roman. It's time to come home. And Solo's like, well, why don't he come get me? I'm not going to go see him on Raw. How about he come get me? So Jacob's like, well, I guess you made your decision. And basically he says, when my business with Roman is done, I'm coming for you. That's fine with Solo, who says if Roman wants him, come get him. So that's probably what we're going to get tonight. And we move on. Alright, after that, we're going to look at Rey Fenix winning the Triple R Cruiserweight title at I think it was night 1 of Noches de los Grandes. And then he defends the belt, first time on SmackDown, against A-Kid Axiom. This was a great match. In the end, Rey Fenix wins the match and retains the title with the Mexican Muscle Buster. A little over 12 minutes. And he retains. Pretty good. That's that. Alright, Walter comes up to Nick Aldis and picks Sami Zayn as a special guest referee for next week's title match. We get that. And then, after that, we got the United States Champion for the men, Trick Willie Shamoon and Little Yachty to come out. Trick's not happy that he lost the Fatal 4-Way match last week, but he's still our U.S. Champion and the Lemon Pepper Stepper. So, Ricky Starks, he comes out, and then Carmelo Hayes comes out, pushes him, like, get out of my way. And then they have an argument, they bicker, and then Trick's like, alright, you have your case to be the number 1 contender, you have your case to be the number 1 contender, so you're going to fight next week, and the winner of that faces me for the U.S. title at Night of Champions. Simple to the point. Alright, is he going to talk? I want him to say, Baltimore! Oh, here we go.
Baltimore!
Yeah! He meant to say New York! Yes, my tribal chief, say it.
Acknowledge me!
Do it! I acknowledge you, my tribal chief!
That's what I'm talking about right there, baby. Less men in this ring.
Yes.
Life is good.
Yes.
We got a lot to be grateful for.
Yes. I'll play a little bit.
Man, advance to the next level.
Yeet! James like, I don't care.
And we already know what's going to happen. He's taking the King of the Ring tournament, so let's go ahead and do it, Baltimore. Acknowledge him.
Yeet! Let's run it back. Yeet! I'm yeeting in my pants.
The tribal chief, well, we're pretty smart.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that are going to try to pick holes, and they're going to try to piss me off.
Mm-hmm. Go piss off the tribal chief.
And they're going to sit there and say, oh, you favor the right-hand man, you favor the yeet man, you favor Jay. You're always shining him up and you got nothing good to say about Jim. Well, hold up now.
No, we're going to shine Jimmy
As
today.
The Twins have always said, it's day one-ish.
Mm-hmm. Aight.
All the way back to the beginning.
Okay.
If it wasn't for Big Jim,
there would be no plumb line.
There wouldn't be a right-hand man.
That's true. It's
if
true.
It wasn't for Big Jim, there wouldn't be a tribal chief.
Facts.
And if it wasn't for Big Jim, there would be no bloodline.
Facts.
So Baltimore, acknowledge him.
Yes. Acknowledge the Big Jim. Not Slim Jim, but Big Jim. Now we're going to acknowledge Jacob.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That is what I'm talking about.
Don't forget about Jacob. No. They know. They know. Love it. Hey, love it, baby.
Yeah, Baltimore Tribal Chief. I appreciate the love.
That's a little bit louder,
Like
Jimmy.
Said there, Baltimore. Talk about part two, because there's one person here who hasn't been acknowledged. Nah, hold on.
Roman is staring a hole into me. I'm
one person here
scaring me.
whose ass don't listen.
Oh. Wait a minute.
One person here who needs to acknowledge us.
Uh-oh. Why does Jay have to open his big fucking mouth? Jay's always a hothead, and then Roman has to put him in his place.
Sounds like we have a problem.
Uh-oh. Jay is not feeling very oozy. Somebody's not feeling oozy. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. This is not good. This is not good. Roman told you to acknowledge him. And that means the entire bloodline, Jacob. Shit. Ah.
You don't want to listen to the twins? You don't want to acknowledge them?
What? Uh-oh. I'm getting nervous now. Jacob only acknowledges Roman. You don't need to acknowledge anybody else. So if I was Jay, I would just accept it. You know, like Macho Man Randy Savage says, you may not like it, but you must accept it.
When it comes to Jay and Jimmy, do I listen to them? Hell no!
Oh boy.
The only person that I acknowledge is my OTC.
Damn right. Yes. Yes. That's who you should do. You should be doing that. You don't have to worry about the Usos. Let me fix the mic. Chuck fears Honky? Who's Chuck? Chuck! This is cinema. I love it.
Good. We don't need yes men around here. Lord!
Who? Oh, that guy. What is that? What is that? What is that? That's like a different Ulafala. What is that? Looks like shit.
They're terrified back there. I hear the rumblings, I hear the whispers. The bloodlines get back together. The bloodline's gonna run the business.
This is insane.
Well, here's a news flash. The bloodline has always been here. The bloodline is forever.
Looks like a wood Ulafala.
Proud Samoans years ago were running these territories. That was the bloodline.
Pretty much.
When Yokozuna was heavyweight champion.
Yep,
That was the
Yokozuna.
bloodline. When Rikishi was dancing his ass off out here entertaining the whole world.
Big quiche.
That was the bloodline. When Umaga main event at WrestleMania. That is the bloodline. When the Usos became the greatest tag team to ever live. That is the
Umaga.
bloodline. When the tribal chief was born. That is the bloodline. When your kids are tagging with my kids in 20 years from now. That
25.
is the bloodline.
I love it. I love this segment. Alrighty.
For a minute now, I keep hearing you say you're the outsider. You've always been on the outside. Not no more. You're on the inside now. Jacob, welcome to the family business.
It's like a ceremony?
Jacob, welcome to the bloodline.
Yeah, should have been 2 years ago. 2 years ago, this should have happened. Yes, give him his Ula Fala. Do it. There you go, Jacob. I love it. Come on, Jay, you fucking prick. Get in line. That's 3. Come on, Jay. Thank you.
Think of the significance, Joe, of what we just witnessed. The tribal chief bestowing an Ulafala upon Jacob Fatu, officially welcoming the Samoan werewolf to the...
So Jacob is now officially in the bloodline. Not that he was already, but... Hey, Joe Tessitore is taking over from Michael Cole tonight. Alright, so I would assume that Michael Cole is going to be on Smackdown this Friday night from Kansas City. Oh, Michael Cole's got the day off, so he might be on Friday night. I don't know. Eric Andre in the crowd. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Alright, moving on. Let's get back to SmackDown, so I apologize for it. When the tribal chief is on my TV, I have to stop and acknowledge him. Now he's getting a pound. He's getting a pound from Roman. Aight, okay, go with that. Should have Jacob smack him around a little bit. You ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting nothing from Jay, bastard. All right, he gets a pound from Gets a pound from Jimmy. Ah! Oh shit! Oh shit! Eric Andre is getting the shit beat out of him by Jacob because he patted him on the back and he didn't like it. Oh shit! Beat his ass! Beat his ass! Beat his ass! I love it! Beat his ass! Hit that triple jump moonsault. I know it's part of the show, but you know. Wait, Roman's gonna stop it. Roman's gonna stop the madness now. Calm down, Jacob. Calm down. Calm down, Jacob. Calm down. It was fun. Now it's like, okay, calm him down. Calm down, Jacob. Hit somebody else. He said, get him, fuck him! Get up there and fuck him up! Yeah, that's right, Roman. I love it! It's great! Fuck that gay piece of shit! Fuck Eric Andre! Fuck him and fuck his fans too! freaking Pierce like, what are you doing? You killed the guest! Oh, fuck you, guest! I'm the tribal chief! Do it again! Eric Andre's career is over. Ah, he did it again! He's doing it again! Look, Eric Andre's no-selling it. You can tell he's no-selling. Do it again! Ah! This is the greatest segment on Raw in like the last 3 weeks. Oh yeah, I love it. If you want it, you're gonna get it. So if you force the prophecy's hand, you're gonna get yours. So, fuck you, haters. Fuck you all. I don't care if you're from England, Canada, Mexico. You want to fuck with the prophecy, just remember, there's consequences. And it's not going to be pretty. So your karma, it will come real quick. Now, let's go back to SmackDown. Alright, so Trick Willie and Little Yachty come out. Trick's not happy he lost last week. Ricky Starks and Mello come out. They argue. And then Trick says, hey, you guys can fight and the winner faces me at Night of Champions. Well, probably be a triple threat match. I have a feeling. So we're going to get Trick versus Mello versus Ricky Starks for the United States title at Night of Champions. Most likely going to happen. Well, that's that. Alright, Will Hobbs, Royce Keys is interrupted by Solo Mibuki, wants to help even at odds against the Bloodline. Solo doesn't need Royce to fight with him, but he doesn't want Roman to get in the way. So, as the Royce Keys saga turns, so is he going to join? Is he going to not? I think he's going to join, and then Bronson Reed's going to come back, and that's it. So now the new MFTs will be Solo, Tama Tonga, Bronson Reed, Royce Keys. Am I missing somebody? And Hikuleo. That's it. And we move on. Alright, then we go to a tag team match play. We got Chelsea Green and Tiffy Stratton. Daddy, I'm teaming with somebody! That's nice, Sunshine. Did you win? No! That bitch didn't help me at all! Yeah. I'm mad now. Here's my credit card, Sunshine. Go to the mall and get something nice. Okay, Daddy, I'm gonna go get something nice and forget about that bitch. Okay. Alright, so Chelsea and Tiffy take on B-Fab and Mia Yim. Well, Jade comes out, pulls Tiffy off the apron, and then Chelsea hits the Unpretty Her on B-Fab, but Mia Yim comes in because she was a legal woman, hits the Styles Clash, and for once that actually wins a match. So the baddies get the win in 8 minutes, and it looks like Tiffy Tip is going to face Jade for the Women's United States title, and probably will lose because Jade's been wiping her out the last few weeks. And what happened after the match, Jade lays out Tiffy, but Jaded holds up the US title. So we got that. Alright, we're going to bat with Kathy Kelly, the annoying one. She has Kiana James, the resident attorney. She comes in, says, says some stuff about Julia, what happened last week when they split up. She rants about how she's done everything for Julia. Julia comes in and says, I didn't need your help in the ring. I needed you to help me with my English. And then she just smacks the fuck out of her. I'm like, damn. That was a big slap if I ever saw one. And there you go. And we move on. Alright, Fiend Balor runs into Bullet Club alumni. Too sweet me for the love of God, people. Tama Tonga, who welcomes them to SmackDown. Okay, I've got that. And then Cody tells Nick Aldis, and he's not sure about Sammy being guest referee. Sammy comes in and he repeats to Cody that you have issues with me, and says, good luck next week, Cody. So that means possible title change next week. And that's that. Alright, we got what's coming up next week, or this coming week. And then Eli Drake. That's not an insult. That's a fact of life. Yeah. He's not worried about the bloodline being in the building. Jimmy, Jacob, and Jay. Because he's in the building. Can't wait for Jay and Jacob to be back in the bloodline, barefoot and pregnant. What? And he says he's coming for the crown, and then he's going after Roman. Yeah, right. So we get that. So we get to the main event. Eli versus Finn Balor, Jey Uso, and Royce Keys. The winner will be facing off against, who did he face? Javon Evans in the semifinals. So it was a pretty good match. Solo comes out to help. And here goes Michael. EO! EO. Excuse me for a second. Oh! Ugh. My pants, I just wet my pants. I just came in my shorts about 5 times just now. Oh, EO, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The Queen of the Ring is here. Oh. Alright, let me finish this because I do have to change my shorts. Because after EO came out. Sorry. Alright, so we're getting to the end of the match. Solo yells at Will Hobbs, gets drop kicked through the ropes by Eli. Back in, Eli gives Jay a burning hammer. Drops the top rope elbow, not like the Macho Man, because he couldn't hit it like the Macho Man. So hits that for a near fall on Royce Keys. Eli gets up, but walks right into the USB. Which I think is by Royce Keys. Only for Jay to hit the Superfly Splash on, I believe, Royce Keys. 1, 2, 3. Jay goes on to the semis to face off against Javon Evans. That should be very interesting. And that's pretty much it. And that ends SmackDown. Alright, so that's it. A little live look-in for Raw with the Tribal Chief causing chaos. And now EO's here to take on Raquel Rodriguez in the semifinals of the Queen of the Ring. And the winner will face either Liv Morgan or Charlotte Flair at Night of Champions next Saturday afternoon. From the land of sand, Saudi Arabia. That's that. Alright, so that's it. I'm going to go watch the rest of Raw for the next hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is. But we have that. So as far as SmackDown goes, it was alright. Gave it 6.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you motherfuckers thought of the show down below in the comment section, like Truth Woody would say. Let's talk about it. And that's it. Alright, I will be back a little bit later with your Collision review over on my Peter Joseph channel. And then we'll talk about Raw late tomorrow night. And then we'll talk about NXT on Wednesday. Because I do have some errands to run tomorrow. And I will pretty much not be around all day. Because I do have to work. I do have some errands to run. And some other things to do with the missus, of course. That's pretty much it. So I am out of here, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time. If you're not down with that, well, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. Remember it. The prophecy owns your soul. And that's it. Until next time. Peace.